Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel AI Stories by Anjali. In today's video, we are going to discuss a new fresh topic with respect to agents, that is multi-agent protocols. So we have already discussed what are agents, what is the life cycle of the project, life cycle of agents. So we will be discussing a new topic from today, that is this will be discussing in 2 or 3 parts based on the scheduled time of the video. So let us dive deep into the video. Before that, I would like to thank all my subscribers who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also requesting to the new watchers to please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel AI Stories by Anjali. So let us dive deep into the video. So what is protocol? First we will see. So protocol is nothing but a set of rules, a set of rules that you should follow for achieving a particular thing. So in our normal day-to-day life, we are seeing different types of protocols in networking concept of scenarios like HTTP, HTTPS, TCP/IP protocol, etc. So similarly, from the AI concept of view, from the AI perspective, when working with your agents, you can use these protocols. So why we are using this protocol? What are the major scenarios that you need to use this protocol? So firstly, this is nothing but a building blocks of multi-agent systems when you are working with some specific task. For example, LLMs are not that much perfect, and often we can see some issues with LLMs when we are working with our applications or developing our applications. Like LLMs forget the context, like it don't have memory to recollect. For example, if you ask a particular set of questions, and if you ask a question which is related to the first question, and it will forget sometimes, right? And it won't give effective responses. And similarly, whenever you are working or developing applications, or suppose a simple example, if you're working with ChatGPT, when you're asking question, so after ask a set of questions, it will say that its memory is full and it can't recollect it, and again you need to open the new chat for asking the question, and then you have to give the scenario, otherwise it will forget what you asked it previously. So that is one thing that most of you have been aware. So like that. And also agents work in silos, like poor task handoff and collaboration, and messages are messy sometimes, like no clear intent or request, update or proposal, and systems don't scale. That is, it's very hard to discover or connect with agents in the large networks. So these are the common problems that we experience when we are working with agents. Okay, so that's the reason we are using these protocols. So there are 4 major widely used protocols. So they are MCP, A2A, ACP and ANP. So I will be discussing all these things in a clear manner. So let us see what each of this briefly describe, and then we will see in detail. Okay, so the first one is MCP. Okay, so MCP is nothing but model context protocol. Okay, so whenever you want your model to be context aware, you can use this MCP. So what is mean by context aware? So most of you will get doubt here. So for example, you are building an application for a hospital. Okay, you are building an hospital appointment bot. So that means whenever a patient or any person is trying to use that bot, so you need to schedule an appointment for them. So for that, what you will do, first you will take the details, and then you will see the schedule of the doctors, and based on their schedule and based on their disease, based on the doctor's availability that particular time, you will schedule an appointment. So this is what you will do, right? So for that, what you need to know, the bot need to aware of the data, the schedule of the doctors, the disease, which doctor is specialized, like what is the doctor specialization, then only it can create an appointment. So for doing that effectively, for making that bot to aware of the context and not to forget the memory or something like that, then you can use this MCP protocol. Okay. Okay, and the next one is A2A protocol. So A2A means agent to agent protocol. Okay, so when your system needs multiple agents to collaborate, so then you can use this A2A protocol. For example, so you are working in an organization and you need to build an application by connecting one department with another department, one division with another division. So then you can use this A2A protocol. Okay, and the next one is ACP protocol. So for example, when your agents need this structured communication or coordination or negotiation, then you can use this ACP protocol. So ACP is not like, for example, there are some things that you need to follow. There are some things you need to follow whenever you are working with agents, right? So for example, is specified structure, use this syntax, use this thing, like that. Then you can use this ACP protocol for defining that and then to perform effectively. Okay, and the last one is ANP protocol. For example, you're working with distributed information systems like one network or from multi-computers and multiple networks. Then you can use this ANP like for easy scalability, and you can perform better communication. So this is what you can perform with ANP protocol. Okay, so these four are widely used protocols. So we will discuss about these protocols in detail step by step. So today we'll discuss about two protocols. Okay, so what is MCP? As I mentioned, MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. So as the name itself, model, that is LLM, context, that is nothing but the context what you're developing, like the application of the context what you're developing. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules. So in MCP, we need to have a clear idea about the context what you're developing, so that we can provide a structured understanding for the whole of LLM, and we can define what is the user, who is the user. For example, like to make the system to act like an hospital receptionist or like that. So we have to define who the user is, what tools are available, what is the memory to retain, and then it uses the context as a code. That means whatever the context that we provided as a code, it won't uses that as a prompt, it uses as a code. Then only it can perform effectively. That is the reason we are using the MCP protocol. Okay, so this is about MCP protocol. And the next one is A2A protocol, that is agent to agent protocol. So as I mentioned, from the name itself, agent to agent, that means you can communicate from multiple agents and collaborate. So that is the main focus. So what it will do is, for example, if there is a particular thing that you need to achieve, and as we already discussed, that agents are nothing but it is useful for doing the complex task. So complex is having multiple subtasks, so it will break that complex task into multiple smaller tasks, and for each smaller task it will assign a particular agent, and once each and every agent completes their action, then it will effectively collaborate among those, and then it will retrieve the response. So for that you need to have a clear breakage of that complex task, and you have to know what are the roles, what are the responsibilities, and how you can coordinate for that particular application. Okay, and it typically have a direct message passing and a turn-based logic in an early stage, but it uses an effective way of communication. Okay, so like simple TCP/IP protocol, or in simple networking, how a message is sent from one system to other system, like how it is generated, like how the packets are transforming, and how the header is added, and how the entire communication is done. So if you know that particular thing, this is very simple. So it's just have a direct message which is passing from one agent to another agent, and then it uses that as a logic, and then it will build the communication from all the agents, like it will effectively coordinate with all the agents. This is how it is doing communication. So that is the reason it is called agent to agent protocol. Okay, I hope you understand these two protocols in detail. So I will tell you a summary of what we discussed. So basically, we know, like whenever we are working with agents, we have a couple of problems, like facing the memory issues or having a poor task handoff, and sometimes it is not clear about what it is giving to us, right? So to avoid all those things, there are some protocols that we can use in our applications. Okay, so there are mainly 4 types of protocols, and there are multiple, but these 4 are widely used. So they are MCP, A2A, ACP, and ANP. Okay, and we discussed only 2 in detail. So, and also we discussed all the 4 in general. So MCP is nothing but, if you want context awareness to our application, then we can use that. And if you want multiple agents to collaborate, then you can use A2A. And if you have a particular structure and if you need to follow that structure, then you can use ACP. And ANP is nothing but when you're working with the distributed systems. Okay, so coming to the MCP in detail, so always you have to know what the bot should act, like how it should act, what are the user that is mainly responsible for that application, and what tools they need to available, and what memory they need to use. So everything need to be clearly specified, and every single piece of the context need to be clearly defined, so that it can use that as a code and it can effectively perform. So that is the main understanding about MCP. Okay, that is Model Context Protocol. And the next one that we discussed is agent to agent. From the name we can say, for communicating between the agents we can use this. So basically how it will work is, for a particular complex task, it will divide that into multiple tasks, and each of the tasks is assigned to different agent. And once each and agent perform the particular question or particular requirement of that particular task, then it will have a direct message that is passing from one agent to another agent, and then it will collaborate and coordinate, and finally it will give the response to the end user. So this is how it works. That's the reason, since it is communicating and from multiple agents and it's breaking, so that's the reason it's called an agent to agent protocol. So I hope you understand this video very clearly. If you have any doubts, let's comment in the comment section so that I can reply and I can get back to you. So we will be discussing this in the part 2 and continuation. So we'll meet in the next week. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you.